second week in a row, Raw likes to ride that winning train. We had 2 weeks of decent Monday Night Raw episodes.
Yeah.
Like,
almost 3.
almost 3.
Like 2.5.
2.5. Oh, yeah, okay.
We got 2 weeks ago with that Cena promo.
That's true.
I think the Cena promo won.
The Cena promo was good, but like last week and this week have been solid episodes of Raw. And in similar fashion to last week's Raw, we had Jason Jordan versus Roman Reigns in our opening match tonight. Which, I gotta say, probably one of Roman Reigns' better singles matches in a while.
Yeah.
That wasn't Braun Strowman. Obviously, I mean, it's... If you thought Jason Jordan was going to beat Roman Reigns in a one-on-one match on Raw, you're giving WWE way too much credit. Especially with Roman Reigns getting ready to go into a match with John Cena.
With God Cena.
Essentially, that's what he is. But yeah, Roman ends up winning
Jesus Reigns versus God Cena.
Roman Reigns ends up winning with a spear. We try and get comments from John Cena in the back, who says, you know what, I do have things to say, but I'm going to go out and I'm going to say them to Roman Reigns. And he goes out, he grabs 2 microphones, and he gives a little precursor for Roman. He's like, hey, Roman, this is a microphone. It's not, what did he said?
Not a nightstick for your tactical pants.
For your tactical pants. Essentially, just kind of like poking fun at Roman for
that
being
one was
able
a
to cut
lot
promo.
more lighthearted than the first one at first.
Yeah, no, the first one he was taking some hard hits right off the bat.
Yeah, and then like, he was poking some fun at Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns tried to fire back, and that's the mistake. Is then he's opening the door for Cena to start like unloading the heavy artillery.
Well, and like the first thing, like John Cena says, okay, if you don't remember last week, Roman Reigns came out and said, oh, a rookie like Jason Jordan almost beat me. Well, it looks like you had the same situation tonight. And Roman comes back with, oh, well, the difference is I had a good match which is something you haven't had in the last 5 years. And it's like, okay, I get what you're trying to do, but you're wrong, because John Cena has a lot of really good matches. He's trying to play to those mega Cena haters who think he doesn't have a good match at all. And then Cena's just Cena just had... It was another one of those nights where Cena just had answers to everything Roman Reigns had to say.
Cena... I mean, not also discrediting that half the shit that the people say on the television show is written for them. Let's get that straight. Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, NXT, they have writers.
Yeah.
But Cena's been around long the fuck enough that I don't think you're gonna say anything to him that's gonna throw him off.
He's seen some shit, man.
You're not gonna say anything that's gonna throw him off enough for him to not at least come back with something like childishly stupid.
Yeah.
But still funny. Let alone, a good burn or like a halfway fun, intense promo based off of anything that you say.
Yeah.
It's like Roman Reigns says, John Cena can take anything and flip it.
Yeah.
And he does. And so...
So why even try?
Exactly.
But despite John Cena winning another verbal sparring round against Roman Reigns, he had a much larger task later on in the show.
Yeah.
But that much larger task took a detour and decided to destroy Brock Lesnar first.
Yeah. It's like, I gotta go to fight Cena, but I'm gonna take a quick pit stop and refuel at Suplex City, bitch.
Yeah. And Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar really, they told Braun Strowman to come out and do it.
Yeah, Heyman did the Heyman thing where he cuts a promo because he's good at promos.
He hypes matches because he's good at it.
Heyman is one of the kings of the hype.
Oh, yeah.
He can hype train.
That's what he does.
Heyman could sell me a broken toaster, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Or he could, like, convince me that, like...
He'd say something like, it may not make great toast now, but imagine all the great toast that it made prior.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, fuck yeah, I need that toaster.
I want the legendary toaster. Yeah, no, and there's the thing, and then they brought in the whole UFC shtick again.
Yeah.
And so for me, I had this feeling, like, towards the end of the promo, that it's not even, like, Heyman doesn't want to call out Braun Strowman for the fact to just call out Braun Strowman. I feel like Heyman is now trying to convince Lesnar that he can win. So he's getting, like, he's trying to hype Brock up to the point where Brock is ready.
Yeah. Well, and I think, after the ass-kicking that Braun gave Brock at SummerSlam, and then after the ass-kicking that he gave him tonight, I feel like the reason they're doing these things is just so Brock can get a little bit of an idea of what No Mercy has in store for him.
Yeah.
Like, he's like trying to build up an immunity to Braun Strowman at this point. I don't think it's going to work, because, I mean...
it could be a strategy thing. Let's be real. If he goes in there and lets Braun Strowman kick his ass 2 or 3 times prior to No Mercy, he's going to learn what Braun Strowman does.
Exactly. Well, and he kind of did this time, because the whole scuffle, they started, face-to-face, they immediately went at each other, there was a couple attempts, and then finally Brock Lesnar got the very first suplex he's ever done to Braun Strowman.
Except for the Royal Rumble. Like 2 years
The
ago.
difference is this time, Braun Strowman back-rolled out of the goddamn German and stood there like, motherfucker, you can't do shit to me.
And then he chokeslammed Boy.
Yeah. And then
power slam.
And then it was all Braun Strowman at that point. There was not a goddamn thing Brock Lesnar could
And he's
do.
like, look, my belt. I mean, it is your belt, but it's gonna be my belt.
He held the belt up and he put a foot on Brock Lesnar's chest. And then Lesnar, red-faced and everything, struggled to get to a knee while Braun Strowman just sauntered to the back as he got ready for his match with John Cena, which wasn't announced as no DQ, but almost seemed like it was in the middle, because
the end.
The referee was like, do whatever you want, because John kept trying, and that's what John does. John will not stop. His never give up is what he does. To a detriment. Because someone like Braun Strowman doesn't stop either.
Yeah, but not in like a never give up kind of way, more in like a I'm not finished with you kind of way.
yeah, the never give up turns into I'm not finished with you. And yeah, like...
Which would means, like, if you get these guys in a last man standing match, it would go forever.
Oh my god, I want that.
It would literally, it would start at one pay-per-view and not end until the next pay-per-view.
I want that. This needs to happen.
Last man standing match between John Cena and Braun Strowman goes for, like, 44 days.
I'm cool with that.
Starts at a pay-per-view, ends at a random house show, like Mississauga, Ontario, Canada.
They have their own... They have a trailer that the two of them are just locked in while the match continues to go.
No, they just fight in the back of taxis.
There's like 2 taxis.
There's a referee that stays with them the whole time.
Well, the taxi drivers end up being referees. They're like, hey, if one of them falls down, count to 10 and see what happens. They just pass a referee. I just want 2 taxis driving down the same road and them fighting.
They're leaning out of the windows, punching each other. They're fighting on the airplane. They're fighting on the fucking... They just fight on Cena's bus from city to city.
There you go. But yeah, so John tried. But
then he got whacked in the face with some steps.
Yeah, he ran right around the ring and got fucking clocked.
And then power slammed on the steps. And that's when the ref decided to disqualify Braun Strowman.
Yeah, no, he
He's
gave
like, full on swing to the face. Braun, don't do that. Drop Cena on the steps. You're disqualified.
Well,
motherfucker.
and he did.
He's not Braun o'clock.
It's not Braun o'clock, motherfucker. Well, he gave him the benefit of the doubt. He's like, okay, maybe Braun got a little bit carried away swinging those steel steps. But then
I'm just going to let it pass that he put the other side of the steps in the ring.
He scolded Braun the whole time.
He said keep Cena, keep him away from the steps.
Yeah. And then
Braun and Cena are going to wrestle around the steps that are in the middle of the ring.
See, that's the thing, is he didn't tell Braun not to swing the steps. When he told him to keep Cena away from the stairs, and then he didn't, that was the disqualification.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I guess.
John Cena wins, sort of. Braun really wins, because he beat up both John Cena and Brock Lesnar in the same night.
And the steps.
And walked away. Alright, we had some ladies action. We had
Sasha.
I almost said Sasha Banks and Emma.
Banks.
Sasha Banks and Emma had a singles match while Alexa was at commentary.
And Nia also happened to be, decided to join commentary halfway through.
It was the most awkward situation because she comes out after that fucking clothesline from Emma. Emma fucking...
Clothesline from down under.
Yeah. Emma clocks Sasha. They both go down. Nia comes out and then sits uncomfortably close to Alexa Bliss at commentary. And Alexa just stays sitting forward. She's not paying any attention to Nia. She comments on a few things, but she doesn't ever make eye contact with her.
Smart. You never make eye contact with the Nia Jax.
Yeah, because then you turn to stone. Is that what happens, or you just die?
You become a target.
Right.
It's a dominance thing.
Gotcha.
That's why they used to show her eyes on her entrance.
Oh.
It was always the first thing they showed was just close up of her eyes.
Mind games.
Just not like most girls.
Nope. Sasha Banks ended up defeating Emma by having a slick catch into the bank statement, as Emma shrieked.
Yeah. When she got into the bank statement.
Well, it caught her by... It was like an RKO. It was a bank statement out of nowhere.
Which is hard to do, a submission out of nowhere.
But Sasha did it, and Emma tapped out. And then...
So she's not picking up much momentum towards the four-way women's title match.
The fact that she had to blind tag her way in to get into the match, and then immediately lost the next week, it's not looking so good for Emma's chances.
Which means she's going to win. Vote for Emma.
We did have a conversation between Alexa and Nia Jax.
And we got revealed.
Yeah, the conversation started when they're both like, fuck, Asuka's coming to Raw. Neither of them were very happy about that. Alexa tried to spin it and turn it into a, hey, this should be the Nia and Alexa show. We should be friends.
Unfortunately, she's not good at spinning things as John Cena is.
Nope. And Nia goes... Because she made the comment, she's like, I wish it was just a singles match between you and me. And Nia's like, well, it just so happens I talked to Kurt Angle, and next week we have a singles match. So, good luck, Alexa.
Yeah, for the first time ever.
Yeah.
We're going to get Nia versus Alexa one-on-one.
Well, we had it once. They had a title match that someone ended up coming out and fucking up. Because there was... who was it? Can't remember. Dana and Mickey came to... I don't know. There was some sort of...
I don't remember.
Screwy situation. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I think you are.
I don't know. We had Bray Wyatt versus Goldust.
Random. And apparently Goldust just... Bray Wyatt cut a promo on Goldust and essentially was like, oh, you wear paint as a defense to yourself, of yourself, for yourself, and
for people, by the people.
Also your weapon. And apparently Goldust really didn't like that because right off the bat he just started punching Bray in the face.
Yeah, he took it to Bray for a good couple minutes.
Yeah, punched him in the face until he rolled out of the ring, and then clotheslined him outside the ring. And controlled Bray most of the match, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Until he was like, they were going around the outside a second time, and he tossed Bray in. And while he was trying to make his way back in, Bray uppercutted him.
Yeah. And then it was a quick descent for Goldust as he ended up getting hit with the Sister Abigail, and then
pinned.
Pin, yeah. That's
Lost
usually
the match.
That's usually what happens after Sister Abigail. Then Bray Wyatt, because apparently, okay, we're now having Finn versus Bray again, No Mercy, man
It's
versus
not
man.
Demon Finn.
It's not Demon Finn. It's just Finn Balor.
Finn.
So yeah, Finn.
Finn
Freeze.
Finn Fang Foom.
That's the dragon from Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm.
Got me all confuzzled. Bray has a rag.
Yeah, he's like, check it out, white washcloth.
And proceeds to rub a good amount of the paint off of Goldust's face, which I'm sure Goldust was fine with because that's less work he has to do. It was...
Unless the rag was dry.
Yeah.
Because that shit is uncomfortable.
I don't know, it came off pretty cool. Came off pretty easy. I feel like it was
Goldust's face paint doesn't stay on easy, though.
That's true. But...
It smears off fairly easily.
After the wiping of the face paint and a couple of stomps, Finn Balor ran down. you were waiting to do that, weren't you? Ended up running off Bray Wyatt, and so, yeah, we're having a match at No Mercy between them.
Rematch. Pay-per-view.
Elias Sampson defeated Kalisto with the drift away.
After Kalisto failed to Hulk Hogan his shirt off.
Yeah, he tried.
Really hard.
He tried. He kept working at it, and then he tried to take it off over, and it got stuck on his mask. And he was climbing up the top rope, and it was still falling as he was climbing the ropes. It was a bad night.
That's why he lost.
It was a bad night.
He was actually supposed to win that match.
He was distracted by his shirt.
When he failed to take the shirt off, Vince audible to the referee. Okay, tell him Samson's winning.
So yeah. Then we had Miz TV with Enzo Amore.
And let me tell you, I wasn't excited about this.
Until we realized...
I absolutely was like, what the fuck? This doesn't need to happen. They're just trying to figure out a way to shoehorn Enzo into the episode of Raw.
Yeah.
Which didn't have a cruiserweight match, by the way.
Nah, Enzo was the cruiser.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, sometimes they have two. There was no actual 205 Live match on Raw this week.
True.
Kind of lame, guys. I just realized that.
Way to push that brand.
I mean, first off, Miz and Maurice announcing that they're expecting.
Awesome. Congratulations, guys.
If this isn't a big fucking work, good on ya.
If it is a big fucking work, good on ya.
Enzo interrupts them.
Yeah. You're not helping the fact that you're a baby face right now, Enzo. First, you're cheating. You're saying people deserve to be injured, and now you're interrupting a father-to-be sending a message to their child. Enzo Amore, you are an asshole. A certified asshole. That being said, we then realized what this whole segment was.
Oh boy.
They gave a microphone to The Miz. And they let him unload on Enzo Amore.
And
it was fun.
It was like a truckload of unloading.
Because Enzo finds himself currently in a situation that The Miz is very familiar with.
Yeah, and The Miz brings up the fact that, hey, Enzo, you don't have any friends in the WWE. Your one friend abandoned you.
Yeah.
And now no one's letting you ride on their buses. You're not allowed to change in the locker room. You can't do anything right. And you're not talented, so you're going to fail on 205 Live. And god damn it, Miz. Good on ya.
Then Enzo tried a few comebacks, but it was all kind of the same bullshit.
Yeah,
and none of it really stuck.
What got me is the worst possible comeback for Enzo is the last line that The Miz said before Enzo had his chance to rebut was saying you're just a con man with a few catchphrases.
Yeah, and then the first thing he says is
don't forget, I'm the realest guy in the room.
Which is a catchphrase. Usually you combat the catchphrase line with something new.
Yeah. And then we get our first match ever of a 205 Live roster member versus somebody on the main Raw roster.
Yeah.
Because Enzo and The Miz decided to have a match.
And once again...
It got off to a super sloppy start.
Well, yeah.
And then Enzo got out of the ring and grabbed the mic and started trash-talking The Miz.
Which, right off the bat, I was like, alright, I'm already done with this.
And then The Miz started beating up Enzo, clotheslined him on the outside, then grabbed a mic and started trash-talking Enzo while he was...
That was great because he asked Enzo how you doing, and like Enzo tried to fight back, and then he slammed his face on the apron and went, another one, and then he tossed him back in, beat the hell out of him a little bit more, ended up
getting crotched on the top rope.
Yeah, because he tried to talk into the microphone.
And Miz doesn't really do top ropey stuff.
No,
so.
He has a double axe handle. That's about it.
Not the best choice of Miz to do to try and climb.
No.
Then Enzo grabbed the mic because The Miz dropped it, probably so he could grab his junk and make sure it's okay.
His baby maker.
Yeah. And then questioned Maurice's fidelity.
To which Miz said, "Fuck you, sir," and
fuck this match, because punch, 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 here, Bo, and Curtis, you also punch him.
Yeah, no, Miz gave no fucks at this point and just let Bo and Curtis destroy Enzo on the outside.
I was kind of surprised Maurice didn't walk over and also punch Enzo.
She's got a baby. She can just chill on the outside and watch the dudes do all the work.
Punches Enzo.
That'd be great. I want the Miz's child to just beat the fuck out of Enzo Amore.
Newborn baby.
Yeah. Baby or man. Then he got chucked back into the ring, and then had the slowest build to a skull-crushing finale ever. And then Enzo stumbled in the back and got laughed at by Neville.
I'm going to record that and put it as a ringtone.
Neville's laugh? Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, and then our main event started a little early on in the show, because we were supposed to have the club versus the bar. With,
Which is ironic, because you could use a bar as a club.
That's true. And it wouldn't do a whole lot against a Shield, who was at commentary.
Also, in turnaround, some clubs have bars. Huh. Match made in heaven.
Essentially, this turned into a big old brawl on the stage because during their entrance, Cesaro and Sheamus, they didn't give a shit about their entrance.
Cesaro started shit-talking. He came out and he did his part.
Yeah, and he was
then Sheamus was getting ready.
He was standing there, and before the lights went out, he looked over and was trash talking to Seth and Dean. Sheamus makes his way out and immediately gets involved in the shit talking.
Lights come back on, and they're not doing their pose; they're just yelling at the Shield.
so Dean and Seth are like, "Oh, you want to go? All right, fine." And they go. They just take the headsets off, and Seth just starts throwing punches, and Dean starts throwing punches, and then all of a sudden the club come up and they start throwing punches.
The club made it up to the top of the ramp way quicker than I anticipated.
Yeah, they did. And the Shield goes down immediately. Seth gets hucked into the stage. Dean is just dropped, and then the club and the bar are just like, "Well, fuck you too," and they just start beating the shit out of each other. And then Jamie Noble came out. Dean tried to attack him, and Adam Pearce was doing something with a bunch of referees. And so it was just a giant brawl, to which the Shield wanted a 4-on-2 handicap match. I don't know what Dean Ambrose's deal with handicap matches is.
It's the thing too. Is we've got this whole like slew of baby faces that try to fight way too many people.
Yeah.
Because we just had it on NXT.
That's true.
Where Ruby Riott was like,
kayfabe flip.
Let me fight both Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, and Regal's like, which made me feel like this part of Raw was just a complete ripoff of that, because then William Regal's like, in good conscience, I can't let you fight them in a handicap match. Same thing. Seth and Dean are like, let's fight both teams, and then Kurt Angle's like, I can't have my tag team champions doing that.
Oh, but then they took the good NXT part and they made it Raw, because then they had Dean Ambrose go, oh, we're gonna go to Disney World, we're gonna find Batman and Mickey Mouse, and then Kurt Angle's like,
Batman's not a Disneyland.
But Kurt is like,
Batman would make a good tag team partner.
Batman and Mickey Mouse, they would make a good tag team. So essentially, the Shield had to find 2 partners to face the Club and the Bar in an 8-man tag match.
Yeah, 2 random guys backstage didn't make the cut.
And neither did Dean Malenko and Jamie Noble.
Fuck that. I would team with the Jamie Noble and the Dean Malenko so hard.
What about the Hardys? You'd team with the Hardys.
I mean, I would. Just, I might be more excited about Jamie Noble and Dean Malenko.
Well, it ended up being the Hardys, as they creepily smiled as they walked from some random corner in the backstage area.
Staying woke, I guess.
Staying woke and in gear. So yeah, that was our main event, an 8-man tag team match, which was just fucking chaos through the entirety of it, because the Shield...
The beginning part, all the baby faces waited till they were all out so that they could all charge the ring together, and like the opening sequence of this match looked like a battle royal.
Yeah. It looked
a lot of bodies just going in different directions.
Yeah,
limbs, like it was like when you see the cartoons of people fighting.
Yeah,
it's
just like
big cloud.
Yeah. The big cloud, and just like,
different
limbs popping out. Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. It was just a fucking mess of
Somebody
humanity.
should put like a small fog machine in the middle of a ring and see if that's actually what it looks like.
That'd be... I want that, and I want the last man standing match between Braun Strowman and John Cena.
That's going to be in the last man standing match.
There you go. They just end up in the cloud. Everyone else gets beat up, and the cloud goes away, and then they keep fighting. Yeah. 8-man tag match was fun, though. The Club and the Bar got along for a little while, but eventually their issues kind of took precedence over whether or not this 8-man tag was important. The Hardys and the Shield got along just fine because they're both baby faces.
Yeah.
And the
baby faces never infight.
And the Hardys just don't have an issue with the Shield, other than the fact that they are the tag team champions. But when the when the baby faces have an answer for every fucking thing that the heels throw at them, eventually Sheamus and Cesaro are just like, fuck this. We have no reason to be here.
Yep.
And Gallows had already gotten taken out, and he was out on the outside.
Got 2 twists of fates.
And so, yeah, Sheamus and Cesaro just take off, and poor Carl Anderson ends up getting that lifting knee and the Dirty Deeds combo, and he takes the fall for his team like he always does. And so the Hardys and the Shield pick up the win in the end of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, man. Anderson, get yourself a partner who's not so susceptible to being knocked out of the ring all the time.
He doesn't need that. He's got a hot Asian wife. And he posts adorable pictures of him cuddling with his 3 sons on Instagram and Twitter. Father of the Year right there.
Fuck you, Titus.
That is it for the Raw review. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Click the links.
There are so many links to click.
Like a podcast.
That's the SoundCloud link.
And Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
That's reasonable. The W.
Like wrestling. Yeah, you can check out all the extra videos over there. Stay over here because this week you can actually check out our very first video of the week was our review of the entirety of the tournament up to the finals for the Mae Young Classic. And coming up tomorrow, we will have the
directly
finals.
after SmackDown.
We will have the finals of the Mae Young Classic. So there will probably be an extra video, depending on what they end up doing with this show. There will be an extra video of our review of that.
Or potentially it might just be added into Tuesday Night Live.
It might as well. So, Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next. Fuckheads over more.
Fuck that crazy haired chicken walking piece of shit.
How you doing?
Not well.
That's not good. He's not doing well.
No.